Feel the speed, the thrill, high octane drama can't get off fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing through the night, chasing every turn. On NFR, adrenaline we burn. Pit stops and fast cars, it's a wild ride. NFR, in our veins we can't hide. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. Yeah. Every lap a story, every driver's dream. On NFR, racing's the supreme. Checker flags waving, champions arise. NFR brings the glory to our eyes. NFR, where the legends are born. Speeding past the limits, engines reborn. In the fast lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. NFR with the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR's lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. You move to NFR, feel the speed. Lights out, engines roar. Sunday night, we want more. Speed kings racing on the track. Feel the thrill, no turning back. Drivers chase, the trophy gleams. 6 p.m., the race of dreams. Corners tight, they grip and slide. Feel the rush, take it in stride. SKR, we're racing high. Burning rubber, reaching sky. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed kings racing, we want more. It stops fast, the team's on fire. Chasing down their heart's desire. Highs and lows, we're on the edge. Feel the speed, no time to hedge. Rivalries, the fierce battles fought. Every move, it's match or not. Lightning fast, they glide and weave. All the fans, they can't believe. SKR, we're racing high. Burning rubber, reaching sky. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed kings racing, we want more. Rivalries, the fierce battles fought. Every move, it's match or not. Lightning fast, they glide and weave. All the fans, they can't believe. SKR, we're racing high. Burning rubber, reaching sky. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed kings racing, we want more.
In the quiet lanes of Silverstone town, folks are whispering about a boy falling down. Got a seat from his daddy, money's the king. Driving that Williams ain't like riding free. Tires spin, engines roar, but the podium's far. His wheels hit the gravel, now there's damage to the car. Got the world at his feet, yet he fumbles the lead. His dreams race away, but he's not in the speed. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name that can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Now he's got his own team with a famous name. Aston Martin's the brand, but it's still the same shame. Every corner, every turn, the crashes unfold. Dreams wrapped in carbon fiber, truth left untold. Paddock folks shake their heads with a sigh as the green car spins and the hopes run dry. No matter the funds, it's a harsh game of pain. $1 million toys can't shelter the rain. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Daddy's money, daddy's ride, crashing dreams, nowhere to hide. Bought him a name but can't buy a skill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. Lance keeps trying, but the track's all uphill. And engine screams, she's the guardian of our speed-filled dreams. With skull in flight, an alien on the chase, she's the calm in the storm, our guiding grace. Andre by her side, loyal and strong, their love's been racing all along. But it's the brotherhood she holds so near. With every lap she makes it clear. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Trophies shine, but not like her pride. Watching Skull and Andre glide. She's there in silence, she's there in roar, in every circuit, every lore. From midnight spins to dawn's first light, she's always there holding us tight. No crash too deep, no curve too wide. With her in spirit, we rise, we ride. Oh, Death Queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. Her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, Death Queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. through every F1 storm we wore. Holding the line, fierce and unseen, forever our monarch, our death queen. Whoa, death queen, heart of the grid. With every cheer she lifts the lid on fears, on doubt she tears through night. With her voice, our fuel, our fearless light. From cockpit to coach, she stands supreme, a true believer in the brotherhood dream. Oh, death queen, in shadows and gleam, you are the queen of our sim racing team. Yeah, oh, death queen, you are the queen of our sim racing team.
Gather round, mates, for a tale that's a laugh about a racer named Jack took an F1 path. Aussie lad with guts, but he spun that ride, crashed his dreams, now he's off to the side. Jack Gold Coast born with speed in his heart, Dad's a legend, gave him racing from the start. F4, F3, tearing up the scene. F2 king, living out his dream. Alpine shouted, Jack, you're our man. Gave him Ocon's seat, thought he'd lead the plan. But 25 roared like a roo gone wild. Jack's F1 hopes got wrecked in exile. Suzuka turn 1, pushing 8 and 5. Slammed that wall, car barely survived. Team radio buzz, Jack, you still there? He's stumbling out, dust in his hair. Oh, Jack ain't coming back, he's done away, mate. Crashed that car, sealed his F1 fate. 0 points, left skid marks on the track. Frank goes in, and Jack ain't coming back. Miami Grand Prix, thought he'd make a mark. Turn 1, lap 1, sent Liam Lawson to the dark. Penalty stacked, his license near shot. Speeding in the pits, fines hit the lot. Alpine's cash took a hit from his spree. Boss Ollie Oak said, Jack, you're killing me. Franco Colapinto with bucks and a smile. Snagged Jack's seat, sent him back in exile. Fans online are cackling, saying Jack's a bust. 6 races, no points made, you're eating dust. Oh, Jack ain't coming back, he's done away, mate. Crashed that car, sealed his F1 fate. 0 points, left skid marks on the track. Frank goes in, and Jack ain't coming back. Jack swore he'd push like a dingo on fire, but his car's in scraps and his dreams retired. Back to reserve, just a spare in the shed. F1 chewed him up, left his hopes for dead. Jack with a grin and a cheer. Your F1 run was a wild outback steer. Aussie battler, you gave it a crack, but them crashes prove Jack ain't coming back. Oi, mate. Oh, Jack ain't coming back, he's done oi, mate. Crashed that car, sealed his F1 fate. 0 points, left skid marks on the track. Frank goes in, and Jack ain't coming back.
Seconds, it's a joke. A joke.
Think you have to leave a space. All the time you have to leave a space. GP2, engine. GP2. Yeah.
You've got a fire burning deep inside, a spark in the dark where your dreams collide. They'll tell you to stop, say the road's too long, but your heart keeps beating to a rebel song. Take a step, don't look below. Every scar Every fall you take is a promise you keep. The doubters will fade, their voices will break, 'cause your soul's on fire and it's yours to take. Run through the rain, chase the endless fight. Every dream you claim lights a spark in the night. The horizon's calling, it's yours to claim. A warrior's heart with a fearless flame. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. Stand tall when the thunder roars, break the locks, kick down the doors. Every step is a battle won, your story's just begun. Oh, let it soar, forevermore, forevermore. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. So keep on climbing, don't ever slow. The stars are waiting where the brave ones go. You'll rise to the sky. Yeah, you'll rise to the sky. A legend in the making till the end of time.
Well, Oscar, you rolled in like a king on a throne. China Bahrain, them trophies you did own. 3 wins piled high, you ruled that racing track. But now your leads are shaking, Lando's storming back. Silverstone hit hard, your brake check caught a fine. 10 seconds sunk your hopes, boy, you're losing your shine. Canada's wall, you shoved Lando to the stone. Now he's riding tall and you're out there all alone. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. Austria's dust, you dove like a farm boy lost. Lando took that win, left you paying the cost. Your restarts are rougher than a dirt road's rut. Stewards wave them flags. Oscar, you're in a rut. McLaren's hauling strong, still the team to beat. But your championship leads wilting in the heat. Lando's got the grit, tough as a barnyard nail. While you're spinning tires, he's blazing down the trail. Oscar, your race leads slipping away like dust on a lonesome road. Lando's got the fire and your dreams are about to fold. 8 points left, you're sweating in the sun. Lando's got the wheel, boy, your lead's near done. You were the hotshot kid, crown gleaming in the light. Now Lando's got the reins and he's racing through the night. Silverstone's cheers, he carved your lead to 8. Your championship hopes are hanging on by fate. What's that, Oscar? Another dive gone wrong. Lando's got your number, singing this here song. McLaren's got
the thrill. High octane drama can't get our fill. Engines roaring loud, heartbeats on the rise. On NFR, see the sparks in our eyes. Racing through the night, chasing every turn. On NFR, adrenaline we burn. Pit stops and fast cars, it's a wild ride. NFR, in our veins we can't hide. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. Yeah. Every lap a story, every driver's dream. On NFR, racing's the supreme. Checkered flags waving, champions arise. NFR brings the glory to our eyes. NFR, where the legends are born. Speeding past the limits, engines reborn. In the fast lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. NFR with the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR's lane, every second counts. NFR, the thrill always mounts. NFR, feel the rush, feel the speed. Formula One dreams, we take the lead. On NFR, we're flying high. Under the lights, we touch the sky. You will do NFR, feel the speed. Lights out, engines roar. Sunday night, we want more. Speed kings racing on the track. Feel the thrill, no turning back. Drivers chase, the trophy gleams. 6 p.m., the race of dreams. Corners tight, they grip and slide. Feel the rush, take it in stride. SKR, we're racing high. Burning rubber, reaching sky. Drama twists and turns galore. Speed kings racing, we want more.
Can't, it's broken! It's broken!
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to NFR, welcome back to SKR on a Sunday night. Of course, we've just gone past 6 p.m. and it's about time to get going. Season 12, round 7. We're at the Hungary ring. Of course, a circuit the F1 guys were at not so long ago. Let me know in the comment section if the mic is better this time. A few drivers out on circuit. A lot of drivers out on circuit. It's going to be a busy racetrack. One of the more difficult race circuits to overtake on. So qualifying all that more important. Of course, as we know, pole position does not win you the race. In fact, the last 4 Hungarian Grand Prix, the pole sitter has not gone on to win the race. A pretty ugly stat. Charles Leclerc, I think it's 29 poles, 28, I think it's 29. Only 9 victories, something like an 18% conversion rate. We're riding with one of the favorites for this evening, one of the quickest drivers in the field. This is Dion. No lap times on the board just yet. We do have drivers on out laps. We do have some drivers already on their first quick lap. Currently, as things stand in the Drivers' Championship, Big T, that is the man known as Dion on the timing screen. He leads championship thus far, 157 points. In P2, you can see there Jonas on 99 points. Very important for him to close up that championship in this race, as well as we, 54 points. A little bit further down, there's a lot of work to do. As far as the Constructors' Championship goes, well, over 157 points, leading the Constructors' Championship, and if I'm not mistaken, picking that up then, 147. So of the 147 points for Sauber, well, and here, with 157 of them. First lap times have come in. A 1:15.2 is the quickest. That is Rees. Dion currently second. That's the driver we were on board with, 1:15.4. There's no third. Michael Drop, 16.2. Then Gunner in P4. Smurf P5. Virus P6. Andreas completed his first lap and he's stationary there in the track, 16.9. The other McLaren also is 16.9. Nothing in it between the two McLarens, replicating real life. Then we've got Glitch in P10, Harsh Cartoon P11, and Sugar Bear with that first run, P12. We're waiting for a lot of lap times from a lot of drivers. This is one of the drivers we're waiting a lap time. There we go, goes into P10. 17-0. Midfield looking close. Guys ahead. Looking pretty far ahead. Rees and Dion, the only two drivers in the 15s, separated by 0.2 of a second. The man I expect to join the 15s. This is Jonas. He's in the... oh, he's not in the Oni Red Bull. Virus up in P7. That's his teammate. Just looking to close things up in the championship. Would need a good result here today. Big wide moment there on the exit of the final corner. And that just suggests a little bit more time than that. 16.5, good enough for P7. Good enough to go ahead of his teammate, but not where he wants to be. Still waiting for lap times from two drivers, Captain Slow being one of them. This is Captain Slow, the other one is Spikes. The lap times from those two drivers. As you can see, everybody out on the soft tyre, nobody messing about. You can see some of the drivers have done multiple laps on that soft tyre. Some will be all out pace, others will be getting a feel for the circuit, getting a feel for the conditions. Of course, many things will come into the race. I haven't seen anybody mention it in the comment section, but we could possibly see rain. Of course, it's called Monaco without the walls. The most twisty circuits on the calendar. One of the circuits that looks pretty much identical to when it made its debut on the calendar. Not much has changed. Spikes has gone into P3, not quite into the 15s though. 16.0, still only two drivers in the 15s. 15.2 for Weeze and a 15.4 for Tian. Weeze is back out on circuit for an outlap. Looking to better that lap. And in P2, still no movement from him, remains in the pits. Anti-Star has gone fourth fastest, 16.2. Just ahead of Nismo's very own 16.2. Very, very close in the midfield. The guys at the front in a race of their own so far. Skull saying no rain, we'll take his word for it. Apparently no rain going into the race. Some drivers will be a little sad. Other drivers will breathe a sigh of relief. And today, if you can all hear me clearly over my mic, well, what that means is I've had this mic for almost 3 months, and I've only figured out how to use it properly in the last couple of days. Isn't that great? Weeze goes over the line, 1:15.1, takes that time and moves it along. Tian now a 15.4. Gonna have to dig a little deeper. That time was good not so long ago. Needed to find 2/10. Now he's got to find 3, maybe more. Still 9 minutes in the session. Still lots of time to get around and set another lap. Some of these drivers go out to all their runs, fresh softs. They might find themselves at the end with no fresh tyres to have a run on. Other drivers, they've done multiple laps on that first set of softs. They're going to have a fresh set waiting for them back in the garage. So far, Weeze, provisional pole 15.1. We're looking at Tian. This is the man in P2. To improve, looking to find a couple of tenths. In fact, a couple of tenths won't be enough. He needs to find 3 or 4 tenths. Get himself up into pole, and I think he wants to find himself a little more than that. Weeze still has an opportunity to come out and move that lap time even further. Is the man currently in P2. We follow him around the final corner. Let's see if he has an improvement in him. Yes, he does. It's a 15.0. Goes 1/10 faster than Gui's. This is a 1/10 front row. And nobody else in the 15s. Did see a poll prediction somewhere in the comment section much earlier on. I'd have to look for it, and that was a 14. We're not so far away from the 14s. And a certain someone said a 14 was not possible. That certain someone, half a tenth away from a 14. Told you all in the comment section, it's just mind games. Sandbagging mind games. They said a 14 wasn't possible prior to qualifying. Look at that, it's a 15-0. 14 is very much possible. Welcome to Visor in the comment section. Good to have you back. Don't even need to look at the comment section to know Visor's here. I can just see it in the peripheral. Everything goes crazy. You're looking at Levy, I'd say one of the two Haas drivers, but in fact I think he's missing a teammate. It's the one Haas here this evening. Let's see which other team is missing a car. We do have two Ferraris, we do have two RBs. We're missing a Williams. Or we're not. I'll figure that out as the race goes on. Who is the missing car? If you know, let me know in the comment section. We're looking at Skull, one of the two Williams, down in P16, a 17-0. Enjoying this layout, maybe hoping for some rain. Rain that never arrived. And he did his own little rain dance before the race. Hasn't worked. And neither has that lap. A big spin for the Williams driver. Fortunately for him, there's no damage on that car. Just needs to stay out of the way of other cars. Get himself back to the pits, put on some fresh rubber, and have another go. Welcome to Blade in the comment section. To have you all here on a Sunday, all the regulars, all the names I know. Just joined us. Tian, 15-0. Wheeze, 15-1. And joining that 15 club now, Jonas, 15.4. And Glitch, 15.8. Now 4 drivers within the 15s. I said a 14 wasn't possible, but I'd keep my eyes on those top 2. Going to the rear of the field, we have Bosch Cartoon looking for a better lap, looking for something that won't mean he starts from the rear of the field in one of these circuits that's the most difficult to overtake on the calendar. One of the more narrow circuits on the calendar. The classic circuit. Monaco without the barriers. Might explain Charles Leclerc's shock pole position. Just felt at home. Reese goes around the final bend. His current best time was a 15.1. They said a 14 wasn't possible, but there we go, a 14.9. That moves the goalposts slightly further. The mind games continue. Dion 15-0, he remains in the pits. Jonas P3 15-4 remains in the pits. His pantry star looks like, is he returning to the pits? Yes, he is. His first time of 15.7. Glitch 15.8. 5 drivers within the 15s. Mike's, well, he's on the cusp of a 15 of his own. 16.0. He's on an outlap. The lead, Aston Martin at this time. Nismo in P7 remains in the pits. This is Gunnar. His second Mercedes. It's the other Mercedes up in pole position. The only driver in the 14s. That is Wees 14-0. And the 2 rather the 4 other drivers in the 15s, yet to get out on circuit for that final run. They want to get a move on. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining in the session. Top Gun, the McLaren's not emulating real life tonight. Andre down P13, Top Gun down P14. They're hoping for some race magic. They don't turn things around in qualifying. They'll be starting from a compromising position. A circuit that makes you work very hard for those overtakes. Gun over the line, still P14 for now, 16.9, not far off his teammate. 16.9 for Andre as well, both McLarens. Very close in pace. Not the pace they'd like to have. This is Spikes in P6, 16.0. Look at Nismo just behind him on an outlap, also a 16.0, just 5 thousandths of a second between P6 and 7. The shorter race circuits on the calendar, and you tend to see these. Look at all the drivers in the 16s. The majority of the field of each other. Rees has retired from the session, so he has no more time to improve. So he's going to retire with that lap of 14.9, the only driver in the 14s. Now the challenge comes down to the Sauber of Tian, the Red Bull of Jonas, Aston Martin of Spikes, and the Scuderia Ferrari of Pantry Star. All of those drivers within the 15s. Glitch also in the Williams, also one of the drivers in the 15s. All on outlaps, all looking for an improvement. Spikes a 15.6. Was his final run good enough to put him up into P4? Glitch has just started his final run. Tian has started his final run, as has Jonas. The man currently in P2. Wouldn't have to find a lot. 15.0. Time he's looking for is a 14.9 flat. He'd need just over a tenth and a half. 2 tenths. Make it comfortable. Jonas still out on track, 15.4. He'd have to find something impressive on his final run, just over half a second. And Spikes 15.6. Well, he'd have to find even more than that. Tian, anyone's going to steal it away. It's probably going to be the Sauber. Let's ride on board with Tian in the closing stages of his lap. Around the final corner, it's all about the exit, and that's not the exit he wanted. Go down to Jonas, who was just speaking about the exit. Will he get the exit right? Much better. Is there an improvement? No improvement for Jonas. No one improving on that final run. Here's Fantastar, previous best 15.7. What's he got? Got a 15.5. Good enough to put him up into P4. And what an end to qualifying. The flag has fallen on the session. You see the times there on the left hand side. Wees 14. Driver able to get into the 14s. Tian said he wouldn't be able to get into the 14 tonight. Well, he didn't get into a 14 tonight. You know, it all came down to the exit. Final run. So there are your final results for qualifying. Wees takes pole position going into the race, then Tian P2, that's your championship leader. Jonas in P3, Pantry Star P4, Spikes P5, Glitch P6, Nismo P7, Smurf P8, Skulk P9, and then Gunner makes up the top 10. Bit of work to do for P11, Lebby, followed by Sugar Bear, Virus, Andre, Top Gun, Skull, Harsh Cartoon. Going from the rear of the field, Captain Slow. Of course, now just the short break in between qualifying and the race. Not much of a break, really. It gives the drivers time to lock in their final strategies. Final choices. What tyre do they start the race on? How do they expect the race to go? Of course, an early safety car throws everything right out of the window. All strategies go out of the window. And as good as you may have been in qualifying, really means nothing for the race. It all starts at turn 1. And if you get it wrong, well, that just might be your race. Visor offering some fun facts prior to the race. I'm not sure I'm going to read that one out. We're a harsh cartoon, Visor. That's not the way you want to be talking about your favorite driver. Likely longer break than we're used to. When we do get going, it's not going to be straight into the 5 red lights. Of course, we do go away for a formation lap. Fun fact, Harsh Cartoon is just here to... Well, that is terrible. Why aren't you in the lobby, Visor? Where are you? I want to see Visor out on the race circuit. Harsh Cartoon making... Don't make bets like that, Harsh Cartoon. Not on a public forum on the internet. Because now we have proof. Harsh Cartoon gets top 5. Visor will... Well, he's going to shave his head. Now I hope Harsh Cartoon finishes top 5. Hope he wins it. If he wins it, you're losing your eyebrows too. Going through the order. Wheeze, he's going to lead the guys away at the front. Theon P2, Jonas P3, a reminder of that championship order. While the guys are around, Big T leads the way, 137 points. Selber lead the Constructors' Championship with 147. And you can see the dominance has come from the one side of the garage. Jonas P2, 99, he needs a special race and maybe a mistake from the man up the road. Reese P3, 64 points. The championship now starting to spread a little bit too big. Drivers relying on a mistake from Theon in order to close this championship back up. Now lining up for the final time. Mercedes versus Sauber. Into turn 1 with the possibility of a Red Bull and a Ferrari also getting involved. And get the best view of the start. Unfortunately, it's the only camera angle I have for you. Here we go, that's a little better. And wait for the 5 red lights. You all know the drill. They'll come on one after the other, and when there's 5 of them, there'll be a pause, and off we go. Sauber versus Mercedes into turn 1. Does Pantry Star get involved? Does Spikes get involved? Or does everybody go through turn 1 in single file? That is not the case. We did see some lockups. Don't see too many guys falling down the order, so I don't think there was anything too crazy happening at turn 1. Everybody through turn 1 relatively unscathed. Dion leads the way. 1 Sauber at the front, 1 Sauber at the rear. Sugar Bear down in P18. Weeze P2, Pantry Star P3. We've got Spikes in P4, Nismo P5. Jonas, he's taken a bit of a dip down the order. He's in P6. Then Smurf P7, Glitch P8, Gunner P9. Steady making up the top 10 as things stand. Guys are just mentioning that Harsh Cartoon has been compared to many great drivers, one of them being Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson was ahead of Max Verstappen for a very long time today. Dion still out front, Weeze still P2, the cars 4/10 of a second apart, and they've already broken away from the rest of the field in the DRS. Look at that, 1.5 seconds adrift. There's the man in P3. That is Pantry Star. Bringing up the calibration on the screen. As you can see, the more popular choice of tyre is the medium compound. We do have 5 drivers out there on the hard compound, the rest of the field going with the yellow tyre. Let me know in the comment section what you think about race strategy. What will be the most popular strategy? Is it a 1-stop? Is it a 2-stop? Will it be like what we saw this afternoon? Will it be a gamble between the two, or is there one strategy that is clearly quicker than the other? Of course, these drivers spend a lot of time out on track. Have a good idea of how far each compound can go. Know a little more than me. Don't spend enough time out there, and when I do, I'm not that good of a driver. Dion with the fastest lap of the race. We still matching him till this point. 4/10 of a second between the two. Pantry Star 1.7 seconds, so the gap down to P3 continuing to fall. Spike all over the back of the Ferrari. He's a podium in his future. Of course, Aston Martin also had a fantastic result earlier this afternoon. Fernando Alonso P5. Lance Stroll also finishing in the points. Team that at the beginning of 2025 looked absolutely hopeless. A caution in sector 2, and hopefully that's all it is. It appears to be a Ferrari going slowly. That's the culprit. Captain Slow down in P18. Just of the left circle briefly and triggered that yellow flag that we saw. Dion still leads. 4/10 of a second is still the gap. No change. Pantry Star 1.7 seconds. The drift in P3 still being followed by Spikes. We've got Jonas in P5. To make up positions, get himself back to the front of the field where he should be. Challenging for this championship, and he can't challenge for the championship from down in P5. Looking to get a move on. And Nismo in the lead, RB P6. From the one and only Alpine here this evening. And this is Glitch in P8, followed by Gunner P9. Then Levy still holding on to that final point. A little further down, we've got Skulk in P11. And Aston Martin trying to find a way to break into the points, make it a double points finish. Being followed by Skulk. Again, that Ferrari. Not the Ferrari's fault this time, it's Sugar Bear. Have a Sauber going slowly at the rear of the field. Have a look at that car. There we go. He's back on his way. Does he have all of his front wing? No, he doesn't. He's missing a right side end plate. It's the last thing you want in the race when you're already at the rear of the field. And you find yourself in a position that you need to make a pit stop. It means you're going to come out probably 25 seconds adrift from the next driver. Not only are you at the rear of the field, you're nowhere near a battle. He'll be hoping for a car to bring him back into this race, let him catch up to the queue and have another go. But as things stand, it's a Sauber at the front and a Sauber at the back. Front, nothing has changed. 0.4 of a second between the two. This is Spikes in P3. Taking the Aston Martin performance of this afternoon and upgrading it to a podium. He'd love to finish in that position, but even better, he'd love to get up the road and challenge Tian and Wees, the quickest drivers we've seen in the championship so far. Going to Star, then Jonas. 1.5 seconds adrift from the Ferrari. Nismo T6. Down to the Williams T12. Looks like he's lining up Skulk. You can see there it's a 3/10 gap. At the beginning of the straight, they still can't make the overtake. Just one of those circuits where the DRS zones aren't as helpful as you think. Difficult circuit to overtake on. Gonna have to go wheel to wheel. Gonna have to get a little brave. In some cases, you might have to throw caution to the wind. Although that is not advised. Sometimes it can go very, very wrong. Dion, Wees, still off second. Absolutely nothing changing between these two, just matching each other lap after lap. They do also have the same set of tyres on. I presume they're going to come into the pits at the same time, and as I say that, Wees dives into the pits. He's going to go for the undercut. Coming into the pits presumably for the hard tyre. Dion gonna have to do another lap, but will he respond immediately? Will he come in at the end of this lap? Or is he playing at something a little different? It's lap 7 of 35. Than I expected for a driver to get off those mediums. This is Spikes in P2. In a good race at this point. You can see there the battery usage definitely pushing. One of the important aspects of racing is that battery. Some drivers, spoken to some drivers at the rear of the field that, funnily enough, they forget to use it. Forget it's there. Other drivers, I've heard from drivers who have forgotten to switch it off, found themselves in a situation with a flat battery and nothing to defend with. So important to manage that battery, use it in all the right places. Don't forget to charge things up. Dion now leads the way by himself for the first time in this race. He's had car in his mirrors the whole way. Now, it's a bit of respite. All on his own. Doesn't need to look at his mirrors, but will he respond? Will he come in immediately? We're going to find out in the next couple of corners. Either he goes for another lap, looking to extend those tires. Very quickly responds. He has not. I'm looking at the wrong salvo, am I? Yes, I am. I'm looking at the wrong salvo. I'm looking at the right salvo. I'm just looking at the wrong salvo. He's on the straight already. There we go. Now he's on the straight. So he does go around the pit entry, chooses not to pit. He's doing something a little different. This was the man in P2. That's the problem with pitting early here in Hungary. The same thing happens in Brazil. The same thing can happen, or always happens, in Monte Carlo. Of course, the undercut, very risky. You come out in traffic. All that time you were hoping to make up. Well, you get stuck behind slower cars, then 1 or 2 laps trying to get by, and well, that Aston Martin, I think it's an Aston Martin yesterday's, just squirming out of position there. He's wasting no time, wants to get past, and look at that, he's lost another one. Stroll gets by on the inside. That's what happens when you start to drive with a little bit of urgency. Stake might creep in, stake or two. Front, it's still Dion. And what will he be thinking? Will he be thinking, I need to respond? Will he have a completely different strategy in his mind? Is he aware that his main rival making his way through a bit of traffic? Is we still stuck behind that Aston Martin? In a lap behind the Aston Martin can be really frustrating. He's got a new set of tyres. He knows he's got the grip. He knows he's got the pace. And there we go. Finally does get past the Aston Martin. That's across the circuit. Not sure to hold on to that position. His next target, 7.9 seconds up the road. And that means he finally gets some of the clean air he's been craving. Kaiser favourite, Josh Cartoon, has made his way up into the points. He's now up into P10 on that set of mediums. They've had 1 or 2 of those medium runners. I think Weeze and Pantry Star coming in for early stops. Dion now comes into the pit. A little earlier, but he responds 2 or 3 laps later. And where will he come out? Remember when Weeze came into the pit, we were inseparable. They've been glued together 4 or 5 tenths throughout the race. It'll be interesting to see where those cars come out after this pit window. Jonas is the new leader of the race. Nismo up into P2, Smurf P3. Will you look at that? Even with the traffic, even with having to come through the field, these have still been able to do enough. Get in front of Dion. Maybe he just wishes he had done 1 lap less before that pit stop. Of course, it will swing the other way later on in the race. These will have 4 lap older tyres. At the end of the race, if everyone's holding on to their tyres, well, then the advantage swings in the way of Dion. Guys are updating me on the position of Harsh Cartoon. Was in P10, made his pit stop down to P17. He's now made up another 2 positions, presumably. Up into P15. Long race still to go. Not yet at halfway distance. We still have all 18 drivers we started the race with. Jonas from Nismo, Red Bull from RB, then Smurf in the Alpine. We'll be seeing Renault in the Sport for much longer. The Renault engine that once powered the Red Bull, once even powered the McLaren. No more customer teams left. Renault only supplying the Alpine team, and as of 2026, will no longer be the case. Alpine, well, they're getting some Mercedes engines. Squeeze in P4. Suppose you could call him the provisional leader of the race, because these 3 cars ahead need to make a pit stop. Of course, they're still in a race of their own. They are not being lapped. They are being passed for position. And they are entitled to hold their line and race for all it's worth. Some will jump out of the way and say this is not my race. Others make it as difficult as possible. Who knows what that means down the road. Rees gets into turn 1. I think Dion has come back at him. Yes, he has, and Dion leads the race. I wonder there if just getting past Nismo caused a bit of confusion, and Weeze was clearly going to take the lead of this race. He's now down in P3. 2 Aston Martins, Spikes and Skull. Very different strategies. One on a 2-lap set of hard tires, the other one on a 12-lap set of hard tires. No point in battling each other there. 2 very different races for the teammates. Pantry Star, P7. Jonas down in P8. And the lead Red Bull. Jonas, the man in P2 in the championship, down in P8. Dion, the leader of the championship, is fighting for the lead of the race. Jonas does not want that gap to get much bigger. And he needs to get himself off the field. They have a very strong second stint of the race. Platoon continues to make up positions. Last time we checked on him, he was P15, now up to P13. Of course, that is off. He's chasing the Red Bull of Jonas, P6, P7, another few back. Saying censored words in the comment section. The commentator's curse is very real, and well, you know what? I don't even need to say it. Say things in the comment section and stuff happens on the screen. One of the favorites for the victory here today, Weeze, and that's P3 in the championship, and the first man to retire from the race. Dion now breathe a little easier. section were hoping for a safety car. We got a major retirement, but we didn't get a safety car. Still Dion leading the way, and now his main rival, his main competitor, the only man who's been able to match him up until this point, is out of the race. Dion leads by 5.9 seconds. Unless the racing guards intervene, Dion could run away with this. 15 of 35, not quite yet at halfway distance. A long way to go. So far so good for the man in green. 7 seconds is his gap. He just needs to bring the car home at this point. Here we go, apologies for that. Stream went pretty bad for a few moments there. That was my internet dropping out. Apparently fiber is stable. Back to the racing. Dion leads the way. Nismo in P2, and look how that gap has grown since the last time we looked at it. 9.7 seconds. Last time we looked it was 7 seconds. Getting bigger and bigger, but now Nismo coming under pressure. Quite challenging for that P2. 4/10 second adrift. To have a DRS battle between Jonas and Smurf for P4, as well as at the rear of the field for P14 between Top Gun and Sugar Bear, but this is the battle to watch for now. Battle for P2. Spikes pulls alongside with the help of DRS. There is no question, there is no defense, there is no point. Spikes up into P2. And while they squabble about P2, Dion increases the gap 10.5 seconds. Cartoon making up another position, now up into P11. Remember, Cartoon, you need to finish in the top 5. I apologize about the internet. There's not much I can do on my side. And there it goes again. The only thing I can suggest on my side is rewind your stream a couple of minutes. Apologize, internet just not being very useful this evening. Dion still leads the way, Spike still P2, then Jonas P3. Well, he's come back into this race, hasn't he? Said he was too far down, he was fighting for the championship and he was too far down in the results. Well, now he's up into P3. Might not be enough to make a dent in that lead of Dion in the championship. Could certainly get him closer to Weeze in the fight for P2. Skull now retires from the race. Second DNF this evening. Let me know in the comment section. Hopefully the internet does stabilize, because there's still a long way to go in this race. Skull becomes the second retirement in this race. Presumably he retired the car in the pits. That has not triggered a safety car. Lost all sound. Of course, we've lost all sound. right up here in the commentary box before. Something drivers have reported in the past. Sometimes no sound in qualifying, then the sound returns in the race. The skull happening the other way around. Had the sound in the qualifying when he needed it most. No sound in the race. Young's still the man out front. Spike's still in P2. Jonas P3. Panterstar P4. Rich P5. Levy P6. Oh, what are you doing? Still making some very bad decisions in the comment section. Still, you need to calm down. It's about retiring. There will be no retiring. Dion's still out front. That gap still growing, but it has slowed down in the way it's growing. 11.1 seconds now, the gap down to Spikes. Jonas a further 1.2 seconds adrift, so he has fallen out of DRS. And a big gap down to the man in P4. Coming under a little bit of pressure from the Williams in P5. Another big gap down to Nismo in P6. Levy. Levy has the RB in his sights. Not too many battles out on track. There is Smurf. He's followed by Andre, followed by Virus. As I say, not too many battles out on track to find a DRS train. Smurf from Andre, from Virus, from Harsh Cartoon. All of those cars within 1.5 seconds of each other. This DRS battle is the difference between finishing in P8 and finishing outside the points. Front Spikes maybe starting to reel Tian in a little bit. 11.0 seconds. Maybe Tian taking a breather. See when the gap comes down a little. Driver out front responds. Tends to knock the wind out of that driver in P2. See the time coming down, you see yourself making up a little bit of progress, you think there might be something here. And then it just starts growing in the other direction. It's Jonas. And that is P3, or the P2 in the championship on 99 points. Love to get one position more. That one position more is still very much within his grasp. 1.1 seconds up the road in P2. He needs to get this Red Bull within DRS. Very, very difficult to overtake around this circuit, but if you get yourself within DRS, you give yourself half a chance. No DRS, the only way it's going to happen is if the driver up the road makes a big mistake. No big mistakes. No big mistakes for Tian. Still out front by a country mile. At this race ends in a very conservative way, doesn't want anything to come in here and stop the race. Wipe out that gap. Still saying he'll retire, but we all know he'll be back on Tuesday. Season 12 wasn't a good one. This is Levy. Very much a race of his own. 5 seconds away from Nismo and 5 seconds ahead of Smurf. And now some pit stops happening. Dion into the pits. Glitch into the pits. Dion's going to have a brand new set of hard tyres. Gave up a very big lead. He should have the tyres. Catch these guys ahead. Of course, going to take consistency, no mistakes. This is what a driver does when he's got so much extra speed in his pocket. He doesn't really care. Guys are putting L's in the comment section. L race. Because you're not out there. Pfizer, why aren't you out on circuit? The 2 spots available. Only had 18 drivers. I think we should start a poll to get Pfizer out on circuit more often. This is Harsh Cartoon in P9. 12 lap old hard tyres. Levy has come into the pits for a new set of mediums. That's where that promotion came from. This Glitch. And in P6, also brand new set of hard tyres. All of these drivers should have superior grip in this final stint of the race. The only driver really committing to those old tyres is Jonas. 11 lap old hards. He leads the race by 4.5 seconds. But for how much longer? This is Dion with a brand new set of hards. He's throwing everything at it. And all of this is just for fun. Look at that. Goes purple in Sector 2. Quickest Sector 2 we've seen the entire race. That's the new set of tyres, and that is your provisional race leader. Of course, Jonas leads the way, but those are aging odds. Be surprised. He's trying to make those last till the end of the race. Still 10 laps to go. The fastest lap of the race, 17.1. Pfizer voting himself driver of the day without even being out on circuit. Starting to believe Hosh Cartoon and Visor are the same person. That's why they're never out on track at the same time. Jonas 1.9 seconds lead, shrink very, very quickly. On a mission. He was already the quickest driver out on track. But now he's the quickest driver out on track with fresh rubber. Taking the man that already had all of the pace. And you've let him slap on an advantage. On Tuesday night we return to this circuit for SAFRL. A lot of the drivers do cross over, so drivers will take experience they gained from this evening and apply it to Tuesday night. Learn from any mistakes they may have made this evening. And out front though, he hasn't made the mistakes that the rest of the field were hoping he would. a caution in Sector 1. We quickly look to Sector 1. That's a Sugar Bear going slowly. He is back on his way. He is. Should see the safety car very, very late in the race on Sunday night. That's the last thing Keon would want at this stage in the race. Things to stay stable so he can get to the check flag. Or at this point, I mean, this entire queue comes together. We'd have to do the restart. And every time we have a restart, there's a potential for a mistake. When Smurf just in time to see him running wide. With the extra tarmac on the outside. Hungary still one of these circuits that has a lot of gravel around the circuit, but back in the 90s, everywhere you see a car run off, that was all gravel. Andre over the line for another lap. Got lap 27 of 35. He's in P9. Our platoon has points yet to gain. He has come in for a brand new set of medium tires. It's the two retirements, 16 still driving from the 18 that started the race. Dion, Spikes, Jonas, Nismo and Pantry Star are your top 5. Caution in Sector 1. That has since cleared up. I think that was a Mercedes. Yeah. That was Gunner. Sometimes these aren't even incidents that are happening on circuit. It's a slower car allowing himself to be lapped. It slows down like that dramatically on circuit. Triggers that yellow flag. And there is indeed no incident on the circuit. Causes a little bit of extra drama where there is none. Seen it many times on the channel before. People complain about the rain, people complain about the safety cars, but then when you get a race that doesn't involve either, people cry out for those things. Dion still out front, Spike still P2, then Jonas P3, Nismo P4 and Pantry Star still in P5. There's a car ghosting there. I think that is just Sugar Bear being lapped. The ghosting car usually means one of two things. One, driver is no longer in control of the car. The driver has left the lobby. Or that car could just be in the process of being lapped. That's one of the things we do here in the game that our drivers don't have to deal with, as the drivers in real life would have to deal with when it comes to lapping cars. Those cars do ghost, and that allows the drivers to get through a lot easier. If those cars remain solid, there's always a chance. Who remembers Brazil? Esteban Ocon versus Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen going to lap Esteban Ocon. And it cost him the race victory. Weeze wanting to call it a day in the season. Skull wanting to call it a day in the season. What is going on, everybody? Everybody feeling a little bit like Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton yesterday saying, well, he felt useless. think all of those F1 drivers, the summer break came at just the right time. Maybe that's what we control need. A bit of a summer break. Things are starting to get to them. Top Gun now picks up a 3-second time penalty. Will not help his race aspirations. At least he's down in P15, so that's going to cost him a point. Playing the whole game. Well, that's not good. Primary focus of this channel is completely based on this game, so if this game were to go away, what do I do with this channel next? Be disastrous. Might have to make some real content. Dion from Spike, gap 14.2 seconds. Still increasing slowly, doing just enough, not taking any more risks than he needs to. Of course, Spike, fresh mediums, now they're 7 laps old. The 8-lap old hards on Dion's car will still be in great condition. Those 7-lap old mediums, depending on how hard Spikes has been pushing, might not be in the best condition. He also went onto a fresh set of hards, and he did so a little later than everybody else, so he's just got 5 laps on those hard tyres. If those mediums of Spikes up the road do fall off a cliff, well then Jonas might have just secured himself P2 in this race. If I eventually start a podcast just talking about some F1 news, maybe some other motorsport news, maybe talking about the leagues, you're going to come on as a guest, be my occasional co-host. We can dedicate half the episode to Harsh Cartoon's brilliance. 13.8 seconds is the gap at the front. Spikes NP2 2.3 seconds down to Jonas. Said Jonas had the fresher hards. Spikes has got the aging mediums. 3 laps to go. As that Aston Martin comes into view, Jonas is just going to get an extra win. Big difference when you're facing someone and you can't see them down the road. You're just relying on that timing screen. But once they come into view, once they come into reach, just find that little extra. Saying, if you do start a podcast, you will come on. It would be pretty cool to get some rotating guests on the show. Maybe some of the familiar names from the comment section. Maybe we'll get Weez in here because, well, for retirement. Early retirement. Expect everybody to be here next week. Guys are contracted to major F1 teams. I'll remember what I told you about Helmut Marko. Glitch. Just on the exit there, either suffering from lack of traction or he had a bit of a glitch. Car just stepping out there on the exit. On P5 for now and looking at a possible P4. This is the man just up the road, Pantry Star. The only Ferrari in the points. This is a team that needs something special on Tuesday night. Ferrari not over on SAFRL. One victory and 1/10th place on that side of the pond. Coming under pressure towards the end, and they have fallen off towards the end, or Jonas has just picked up the pace at the end. But either or, we are going to have a battle for P2. Looks like P1 has been decided. P2 far from it. Aston Martin versus Red Bull. If you think back far enough, the name Aston Martin was on the Red Bull car. Red Bull on Aston Martin up the inside. There is a bit of a tap. Not sure if I'd call it a love tap. That was a tap of the front wheels. It was enough to put the Red Bull off. Is it enough to keep the Aston Martin in front? They go side by side. The Aston Martin's got the inside for now, but the Red Bull will have the inside to the next. Still side by side. This is where Hamilton and Verstappen came together, but these two don't come together. They keep it clean. Jonas goes up into P2. That's the driver in P2 in the championship. He's not able to take on Tian for the victory. Well, this is the best possible other result. Cartoon, a lot of L's coming in for Harsh Cartoon. Why is that? Where is Harsh Cartoon? There he is, down in P12, just outside the points. This is the final lap. We have a Salba stationary on the circuit. I think that is Sugar Bear. And Tian over the line, takes the victory by a huge margin, 17.2 seconds. Then we go back to Jonas. He comes around the final corner. There he is. He's done enough to stay ahead of Spikes. There's your top three, Tian, Jonas and Spikes. And look at the gap to the rest. Pantry Star still making his way through Sector 3, still fighting for his P4, glitch right on his tail. Should be able to hold on to that position. Yes, he does. Bit of a weave over the line and not too much. You don't want your opponent to pass you. Next up is Nismo. Shows you how far this field has spread out. Huge gaps. Like we're waiting forever for everybody to get over the line. Virus over the line in P8. Now we wait for Skulk and Harsh Cartoon, and Harsh Cartoon will squeeze a point. Staying out of the penalties can score you points. There we go. And we'll quickly go through the results. Of course, the race winner. Oh, will you look at that? Race winner, Tian. Bossa slap, Tian. Driver of the day. Well, Liza, you called it. Driver of the day. Harsh Cartoon, Pantry Star, most overtakes, and the cleanest driver on the day. That goes to Harsh Cartoon as well. To the results, Tian takes the victory. Started P2 on the grid, but did enough to take the race victory and the fastest lap. Jonas in P2, he'll be happy with that. Started in P3. Spikes, he finishes third, followed by Pantry Star, Glitch, Nismo, Smurf, Virus, Skulk, and Harsh Cartoon does take that final point. In P11, we have Levy, Andre, no points on the night in P12, Gunner 13, Captain Slow 14, Sugar Bear 15, Top Gun 16, and the 2 retirements, Skull and Wheeze. And hopefully just retirements from the race and not from the season. And there we go, folks. That was season 12, round 7 of Hungary. I'm going to see if I can get Tian in here. I have a bit of a problem with my Discord because there's one too many mics here in the comms box. So give me a few moments. I'm going to see if I can get in the same room as Big T. Of course, if anybody else wants to join the cool down room, you can do that on the NFR Discord server. And we can have a short chat about your race. There we go, we're back. I do have Big T here. Of course, in the comment section, if you have any questions for Big T, you can just put in your question, just get it through quickly. So, Big T started P2 on the grid, got through for the victory. Of course, in the beginning, looked like you were going to be having a close race till the end with Wheeze, but Wheeze had issues. How was your race?
It was alright. When Weeze boxed early, I decided to extend till lap 10 so I could have the tire advantage, as this track's already hard enough to overtake. Once I got past, I felt comfortable, and I felt like I could fight Weeze to the end, which would have been fun. But yeah, it was just unfortunate with what happened. He's been having some bad luck for the last few races now, which is just unfortunate. The race itself was okay. The Sauber with the Ferrari engine, it's a bit aggressive on throttle, especially when the tires are worn. So it was a lot of rear snapping near the end. But we managed, and yeah, I had like 2 warnings by lap 4 already, so I was just trying not to get a third one. And yeah, we kept it clean and we brought it over the line, which was fine.
And then tell me, I think it was, I'm pretty sure it was you. Before the qualifying started, you said 114 was not on the cards. Got pretty close. Thought you didn't like this circuit.
Yeah, I had the time for pole. I just kept overdriving the car. There was a lot of time still in that lap. I think a 14.8, 14.7 on a perfect lap. But it's just so hard to hook it up on the track itself, and especially on controller, where you just have to be so precise and smooth, and any correction on a controller that's like turning the other way. So it's just not ideal if you make a mistake. And then I spun out the final corner. I think I lost pole already by the chicane, and then I was just trying to improve. That just didn't happen.
Then you've got to go do some emotional support with your rival Wheeze. Wheeze was in the comments section saying he's going to retire from the season. So, yeah. Skull also said he's going to retire from the season. So, people feeling a little bit down, feeling a little bit like Lewis Hamilton yesterday afternoon. But,
no, look, I didn't blame him. It's not fun DNFing, every race or a couple races in a row. Especially when you put the time in and put the effort in, and then that's how all your hours come to a conclusion where you just don't even get the rewards from it. So I completely understand. I mean, at this point already, as I think unless myself and Malum at DNF every race, I mean, the chances for a title fight for him is basically next to none. So if he does race now, it'll just be for fun. And I think he'd rather go do leagues where you can compete for a championship, possibly. So yeah, look, I completely understand. It is just frustrating.
Always tell the drivers when they have bad luck like that with the game. It's basically when the drivers don't have a perfect car that weekend and the car breaks and this breaks or that breaks or there's an engine change, or you can't always rely on the car. And in the virtual game, you can't always rely on the game. If it's not the game, it could be the internet, it could be a number of things. Just like my stream today, everything was ready to go, and yeah, we had like 2 major internet dips in the middle of the broadcast. So some things are outside of your control, and you just got to pretty much be able to put it out of your mind and go again. But gonna have a look if anybody else has joined. I don't think so. Just Big T. Big T, you race on a Tuesday or not?
No, I don't have the time to.
So we will see you again next week, Sunday. Thank you very much for joining us after the race, giving us a bit of insight to the Hungarian Grand Prix. Of course, check where are we going next week? Calendar. Let me bring that
Japan,
up.
I think.
There we go. We're going to Suzuka next week. So, of course, no real in-life calendar to follow for the next 3 weeks. So we'll be going to Suzuka. Then we're going to do a few reverse circuits. Zandvoort in reverse, followed by Silverstone in reverse. And then we're going to do Zandvoort the right way around and finish the season in Monza. So hopefully the guys don't call it a day on their season and we see all of them coming for those remaining races. Big T, thank you very much for joining me. And I want to say goodbye to you. I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, eh? And I believe I should be alone in the comms box again. So I want to thank everybody who joined us for the stream tonight. We did get up to 18 viewers at a stage, but I think the dip in the internet did put a few people off. So those of you who stayed with us throughout, thank you very much. Visor, Skull, Death Queen, didn't see Ubuntu here this evening, Blade, all the regular names that show up every time. Thank you very much. Remember to leave a like on the video. And we will be back on Tuesday to do this all again. And also remember, not this Tuesday, but the next, we return to the NFR Mystery SAFRL circuit. So that poll will be up again. I will let you know when that poll is up. And you guys can start voting on a circuit for round 8 of the championship. Till next time, I'll leave you with a little bit of music, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Till then, cheers.
5 seconds, it's a joke. A joke. I think you have to leave a space. All the time you have to leave a space. GP2, engine. GP2. Ah!
A spark in the dark where your dreams collide. They'll tell you to stop, say the road's too long, but your heart keeps beating to a rebel song. Take a step, don't look below. Every scar's a story, only you will know. The weight of the world can't break your stride. You're carving your name where the stars reside. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. The ground may shake, but your roots run deep. Every fall you take is a promise you keep. The doubters will fade, their voices will break, 'cause your soul's on fire and it's yours to take. Run through the rain, chase the endless fight. Every dream you claim lights a spark in the night. The horizon's calling, it's yours to claim. A warrior's heart with a fearless flame. When the shadows call, when the nights grow cold, you'll find the strength in the tales untold. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. Stand tall when the thunder roars, break the locks, kick down the doors. Every step is a battle won, your story's just begun. Oh, let it soar, forevermore, forevermore. You can rise to the sky, touch the edge of the flame, write your heart in the light, let the world know your name. No chains can hold you, no storms too wide. You're a legend in the making when you rise to the sky. So keep on climbing, don't ever slow. The stars are waiting where the brave ones go. You'll rise to the sky. Yeah, you'll rise to the sky. A legend in the making till the end of time. Leads near Now Lando's got the reins and he's racing through the night. Silverstone's cheers, he carved your lead to 8. Your championship hopes are hanging on by fate. Once that Oscar, another dive gone wrong. Lando's got your number, singing this here song. McLaren's got the speed, but you're losing the spark.